Have you ever felt like you feel everything a little more deeply than everyone else? Maybe you walk into a room, you instantly sense tension. Maybe a beautiful sunset moves you to tears, or maybe you notice subtle nuances and changes in someone's tone of voice that other people seem to completely miss. And while part of you wonders if this sensitivity is a gift, another part of you wonders if something is wrong with you. As both an artist and a licensed therapist, I've spent many years noticing something interesting in myself and in others. Many deeply creative, compassionate, and faith-filled people carry this same question. They often feel things deeply. They notice details others tend to miss. They pick up on beauty and emotion and meaning, but sometimes they've also spent years believing that sensitivity equals weakness. I don't think that's true, and I have three main points that I want us to consider. Okay, main point number one, sensitivity is not weakness. We live in a culture that often praises toughness and efficiency. Sometimes the message becomes, don't feel too much, don't be affected, don't be so sensitive. But sensitivity itself isn't weakness. Sensitivity simply means your heart and mind are paying close attention. Many highly sensitive people are deeply compassionate. They are often artists, caregivers, encouragers, teachers, counselors, creators, and people who naturally notice others. Sensitivity can be a part of how God specifically designed you. Main point number two, sensitive hearts carry gifts and weight. Sensitive hearts often carry beauty and burden. The same heart that notices wonder notices pain too. The challenge is that sensitive people don't just notice beauty, they notice pain, disappointment, uncertainty, and risk too. They may notice 10 possibilities at once and feel overwhelmed by them all. Sensitive hearts often walk through the world with the volume turned up higher, experiencing both beauty and burden more intensely. And that can feel heavy sometimes. So here's a little something I've learned from my years of interest and learning about neuroscience. Our brains are constantly scanning and taking information in. Some people naturally notice and process more detail, emotion, and meaning than others. That doesn't mean you're broken. It may simply mean your system notices more. And when life has been stressful or painful, our minds can become even more alert, looking for danger or disappointment or what might go wrong. So if you've ever thought, why can't I stop overthinking? Why do I feel everything so much? There may be more compassion needed here than criticism. Okay, main point number three. Sensitivity needs grounding, not shame. I think many sensitive people spend years trying to become less sensitive. Maybe the goal isn't about becoming tougher. Maybe the goal is becoming more grounded. Think about a rooted tree. It doesn't stop moving in the wind. Its roots simply help it stay steady. So scripture gives us some help with this too. Sensitive hearts sometimes hear all the voices, fear, pressure, what ifs, other people's opinions, the urgency that says you need to figure this out right now. But God's guidance often feels very different. God's guidance is not panic or pressure. Panic says, hurry, you'll miss it. Pressure says you'd better get this right. But throughout Scripture, God's leading more often looks like daily bread. It's steady, it's nourishing, it's enough for just the next step. God led Israel through the wilderness one day at a time with manna. He didn't give them a year's supply all at once. He gave them what they needed just for that one day. And I think many of us wish God would hand us the entire roadmap while he often gives us a lamp. Psalm 119, 105 says, your word is a lamp to my feet and a light to my path. Notice it doesn't say stadium floodlight flooding over the next 10 years of your life. A lamp gives just enough light for the next faithful step. Sensitive hearts often want certainty because uncertainty can feel very heavy. But God's guidance is often quieter than pressure and more faithful than urgency. Isaiah chapter 30, verse 21 says, whether you turn to the right or to the left, your ears will hear a voice behind you saying, this is the way, walk in it. Not shouting, not panicking, steady. So today, if you tend to feel deeply, notice deeply, and carry deeply, instead of asking, what's wrong with me? Maybe ask, how can I care for the heart God gave me? Maybe take a walk, sit quietly with Scripture. Maybe paint, journal, or step outside and notice the beauty. Sometimes just listening to birds singing is enough to reset your brain and your nervous system. Because sensitivity is not something to be ashamed of, it may be part of the way God designed you to see his fingerprints everywhere. If this resonates with you at all, I'd love to hear from you in the comments. Have you ever felt like you feel things more deeply than other people? And if you'd like more conversations about creativity, faith, emotional well-being, and hearing God in the middle of everyday life, I'd love for you to subscribe to my channel. Thanks for tuning in today. Bye-bye.